just start us off, just a preview of tomorrow and what you're expecting against San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, obviously really excited. Another opportunity to continue to progress in the right direction, and the direction we feel we're headed in is incredibly positive. Obviously, we know San Diego's a very organized side. So having our identity in this match and being very good at what we do is going to be very important. So incredibly excited to get another game in and be here at home.
I bet for your club, you talk about that optimism. Is there even more optimism? Like you've seen what they can do, like playing 25, 30 minutes of good soccer, like they're right there playing at the level close to where you want to. Did that even add to that?
Yeah,
optimism?
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's a process, right? I'm coming in with a new style, with a new staff. Some staff obviously still a part of the group from last season, players from last season playing a different style, different players from different leagues within the league that are now on our team, college draft picks. So we're all coming together and we're working very, very diligently and very hard to execute what we know we can do. And so for us, it's a process, and it's going to continue to get better. And we'll continue. Every game is an opportunity to take something from it. Every game is a learning opportunity, and that's how we view it. How quickly we can speed up that process is our job as a technical staff, to provide that detail and to provide that framework to allow that process to go a little quicker, if you will. But yeah, very, very proud of the group and how we're continuing to progress.
As far as that learning, what is something that you could take away from tomorrow that you would like to, you say, gain some experience from? Like what some areas that you'd really like to see coming?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're continuing to showcase different things within our style, whether that's lower in the build as we start to advance what we look like higher up the pitch. And I think for us, it's just continuing to be the best at the basics, making the right decisions, putting ourselves positionally in good opportunities to execute. And so for us, it's just going to be continuing to push little details within that to ensure that we obviously have a good performance.
Other than the couple of longer term injuries that were announced this past couple of weeks, how's the overall health of the squad?
Yeah, no, very good. Obviously, we've had some people come off that injury list, which is incredibly exciting for us, and we feel like we've done a really good job building a group that we believe obviously will be fantastic in the locker room, fantastic on the pitch. A lot of depth in the squad, so those that have been called upon have done a very good job. And so obviously we're very happy to be in a position where players are back and available. So
Marissa and Carson talked about kind of the level of competition and practice and the competition for minutes, so that makes your job harder, but that's a problem to have. So how do you feel like that's going? Or do you feel like you've got a starting 11 that you want to stick with, or is it every week you got to pencil in people based on last few practices?
Yeah, and I think it's important to have a competitive environment, right? Professionally competitive. I think it's really important that we continue to push each other. It's a huge piece of how we grow as a group. And so for me, it's the consistent want to provide that environment as much as possible, whether it's through the detail that I'm coaching, whether it's the exercise that we're coaching as a staff, how we're putting together the session plan itself. It has to be highly competitive because it matches the weekend. And then obviously the decisions come within that.
And I have to assume you spent some time in the last couple of weeks talking about how to play with a league. Any details you want to give us on kind of how you communicate that with the team?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for us is continuing to support each other as we go in the right direction, as I'm speaking about a process, right? You talk about Portland, you talk about going up in Portland. Obviously, we walk away with a point, and I think when I came back, my first initial instinct on that whole travel back, and as you know, it's a long travel back, right, from the West Coast, lots of time to think as a staff. My approach was to reframe it. My approach was to show the fact that we are progressing. It's our first points ever at Portland. It's our first goals ever at Portland. We've now set the record for the fastest NWSL brace in history in the same match. And obviously we wanted 3 points from it. And so I think how as a staff, we continue to ensure that we reframe things to continue to go in the direction that we need to head in, but also on the same facet, make sure that we take the learnings from it. and use it for us to better provide an environment throughout the week to address areas we can be better in and also areas that we're doing really well. And so it's just a continued cycle for us.
How's Coach Yanez doing? You know, if you,
Yeah.
you know, games in, you know what I mean? New club, new
Yeah,
territory,
yeah,
just not to
yeah.
compete.
Yeah, it's going great. I couldn't ask for a better club to be at. I couldn't ask for a better group to work with. I couldn't ask for a better staff to work alongside. For me, I am obviously incredibly happy to be here, and I will consistently challenge myself every single day to ensure that we are providing what we need to provide. And obviously, my family's doing great, and my family also loves living here and being here. And the kids enjoy coming to the game. So I think for me, it's just, again, right, in this industry, you have highs, you have lows. It's very natural to go through those types of processes. But to have the right people, I feel I'm surrounded by the right people on a daily basis, and that's something special for me, and keeps me going.
Is it things going still 100 miles an hour, or is it slowing down a little?
I feel like it's always gonna be 100 miles per hour. Oh, that's just natural. Just because at home I'm 100 miles per hour, and then and at work it's just natural, right? You're always going like, okay, what can I do? What do I need to change? What are some details I need to continue to hone in on, right? So the thoughts are always going, and my body slows down here and there. But yeah, again, like I said, I love what I do. I love being a mother, and I love leading this group. And so for me, it's just obviously that consistent balance, and making sure I could do both to the best of my ability.
Bev, can you touch on Braylon's development?
Yeah.
She's tied for the lead in the league with 2 assists already, and she's
Mhm.
been rookie assist on the 3rd goal. But you know how hard it is coming in for rookies. What has it been like with her? And probably talk a little bit about Emma too, and what
Yeah.
the process is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, she just doesn't look like a rookie, right? She's come into this league. She's shown that she can compete in this league. She's shown mentality wise, she can catch on to things that are being asked of her, and she can execute them. And now it's just the continued growth for her, and how we can best support that growth. And same thing with Emma. Emma's come in, Emma's shown her ability massively in what she's able to do, how she's able to break teams down. And for us, it's just going to be, how do we continue to ensure that their growth and their development happens in our environment, but very pleased with what they've shown, what they will continue to show, and where their game could go. Very, very happy that, again, that they're in purple.
Last couple of weeks may be the first time you get to see Millie play in full participation in practice. Talk a little bit about what you see from her.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously she's been out for some time. Having her in, she's always happy, right? Every time I walk by, I feel like she's always giving me a smile. Just seems to have such a good heart, and such a unique passion for the game. So very excited to have her in, to get more opportunity to see her with the group, get more opportunity to see where she's at and what we believe we can provide for her from a development standpoint. But again, she seems very eager to be back. Obviously, we're excited to have her in, and you could just feel her passion and excitement to be involved. So excited to see what we will continue to see from her.
For Bev?
No?
Thank you, Bev.
Yes, of course. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.